Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday evenings, messages of love from above. And I am excited to get into tonight's readings. But before we do that, as always, I would love it if you'd join me in sending love out to the world because it could surely always use more love and peace, right? So I'm just going to take a deep breath and come back to this moment right here, right now. And just let that love from above just flow down into our heart. Fill us up, fill our heart, and let it overflow out to the world. And whether you're watching this on playback or live, we join together outside time and space because this love energy is outside of time and space. And if you are in need of love tonight, for your heart, for your mind, for your body, for circumstances in your life, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. And I did want to make sure everyone is aware because we're running out of time with the notifications that I'm sending out. I've been pulling one a day for the last 7 days for the winners of the 1 hour uh, personal recorded reading. I've got 3 more left, and I'm gonna post the playlist here, the giveaway playlist, because not only does it have all the winners, videos, um, if you go in to watch one of the winner videos, there is a special giveaway that is about all of the winner videos, so a giveaway within a giveaway, I like to give things away. And then there's also the video there on how you can enter the weekly drawing to win a 30-minute recorded personal reading as well. So be sure to check that out because I love to give things away and I love giving everyone the opportunity to be aware of that. So that is the main thing. The other thing is I now have super chat and super thanks available on my videos and on my lives, which means that if you want to donate anything to help feed Bretta Zen and keep him alive, you can do that. I never have any expectations around it, but always grateful for anyone that does. And the change I'm making to the free readings is that donations actually get priority. So if there's a long, long, long list and you want to have yours moved to up front, making a donation. I do honor that giving of that energy because I know money is an important thing to all of us in the world these days. So the equal energy exchange between doing that and what I do want to honor that, and so I will move yours to the top. So that is all that I have to say this evening. I'm gonna try popping out the chat here. And let's just make sure I'm able to do that. All right, perfect. And then let me shrink down this other screen a little bit so I can actually see, and then we will get started. So, again, thank you guys always so much for being here. I appreciate all the love and all the likes and all the comments, um, subscribing, all those things help spread the love to the world. And it helps my channel grow and get those messages out. So thank you for being part of that. And I really appreciate it very much. So we are going to get going here for the readings as the list is already starting to grow quite long. So let's get in here and see what we have going on. So Bacardi Gold, you are up first, and then Rishi, you will be up after that. So, Bacardi Gold, you want to know, what does your late grandmother want to say to you? You know, she watches over you and your family. Words for you and your mother. Oh, absolutely. Let's take some messages here. And actually, she wants me to pull the magic of a unicorns card for you. So we'll see what she feels very magical now. So let's take a look here. What does your grandmother want to say to you and to her beautiful daughter? All right. So she's new opportunities are approaching for you guys. She wants to let you know that. But declutter your life, glimpse a magical doorway. Sounds like such a thing a grandmother would say. You need to clean your house. You need to declutter. Let's see what it says. When you declutter your cupboards, you create space for new to come in. Your guidance is to tidy up your life now. This doesn't just refer to physical stuff. A clear out also releases unhelpful thought patterns and emotional attachments. It re energizes you in the same way that pruning a rose bush encourages the plant to grow bigger and bloom more prolifically than before. This unicorn, or in guise of your grandmother, she suggests it's time for a physical, emotional, and mental sort out. Are your job, your home, your relationships and friendships, hobbies and beliefs serving your spiritual path? Do they fulfill and satisfy you? Do they support you and bring you love and joy? Look carefully and honestly at every area of your life. If you're hanging on to the old because it feels safe and familiar, your grandmother is saying, or is reminding you, that when you weed the garden of your life, it will regenerate. So take the decision to declutter now. When you're ready, ask your grandmother to raise your frequency so that anything new that flows in is a better quality than that which you have released. Ask her to bathe you in her light, for the brighter your aura, the more wonderful the new will be. You are creating an opportunity to step through a magical doorway into a sunlit future. So I love this because I really feel like she is mentioning, especially if there's things of hers that have been left over and they're boxed up and all the stuff. She's like, I don't care about any of that stuff. Declutter, give it away. It's okay. You know, I don't have any attachment to it anymore. I'm asking you to release it, clear up the space, let that stuff go. I'm not that anymore. I'm so much more than you can imagine. I also, when I read about weeding the garden, that really stood out to me too. And I feel like maybe she loved working in the garden, maybe. But it's very much wanting to help everyone move through and beyond the emotions, the stuff that maybe she had done. She's like, well, you know, as my human character, I did some pretty, you know, human characteristic things. And so just know that she's always around both of you, every single loved one, giving love. And she's not the same person she was when she was here. You know, when a lot of times when, especially when mothers came through for some reason, because moms love to come through to talk to people, it seems. But they would always say, because some people that I would offer readings to, and they were like, yeah, I do want to speak to people on the other side, but just not my mother, because they had kind of clashing relationships at times. And but they always wanted me to start off the reading because they wanted to come through whether children wanted them to or not. And she you know, the uh, higher self of the person who had passed, they would just say, it's like a movie. You know, you see someone like Cersei on Game of Thrones, where people are like, oh my God, what an evil, evil person, played a wonderful character. But in interviews, and you talk about other people and how they interact, they were like, "Oh my god, she's a sweetheart. She's very loving, and they're very giving, and they're not anything like their character in real life." And that's what they are. When behind every character is this beautiful, powerful, supernatural spirit being made of unconditional love. And they play great characters down here, as we all do, that are out of character from who we really are. So she's sending lots of love and, uh, you know, just an awareness that, yeah, some things she did were not very loving at times and weren't, um, at the level of who she is now. So just know that she's around you guys, giving you love, 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 love. And a reminder, she's not even apologizing. She's like, you know what? It all happened for us. So just know everything that happened was agreed, and you guys will understand when you get up here to the other side. So that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you there. So that is what they have for you, Bacardi Gold. All right, Rishi, you will be up next here. Let me just move my microphone a little bit here. Well, thank you so much, Spring, for the donation. I really appreciate that. Do you have something that you would like me to ask Spirit? Oh, yeah, you have a message or two from Spirit. Absolutely. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, um, donations will take priority. So I'll jump down and then I'll go back in order from where I had left off. So, Spring, thank you again for all the wonderful blessings. I want to start off here. They do want to give you a Power of Surrender card and then a few tarot. So, thank you guys so much also for all the thumbs up that you've given the video already. It is just uh, blows me away how much love and support that you guys give. It just unbelievable. I never thought. You guys just exceeded my expectations. So, Spring, you have surrender to effortlessness. And it says, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So I like that for you because I know we all can use that reminder in our lives, but definitely when we have some challenges that come our way in our life, I feel like with what it just feels like things are coming out of nowhere here and there, and it can knock us off the fence, knock us off our wonderful balance that we can have at times. Big gust of wind comes, and we're like, whoa. And it's okay. It happens to everyone. Don't beat yourself up. Definitely not. And, but they are saying uh, the path of least resistance is bliss. And, uh, really, really trust your intuition, trust your gut, because that's where they're going to tell you the flow and where to go with what's happening in your life right now. We're going to pull some tarot here too. That's what they wanted to kind of have a precursor to it all. All right. Anything else? All right. Yeah. So you do have the Eight of Cups, which is all about leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve you. And this is great because you're scurrying away from these and you're scurrying up to the um, Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And so I like that. They're like, leave behind those emotions that aren't serving you any longer. And you have the Page of Wands that's coming in here too. And I really like that for you because this is you really getting a hold of your energy and taking it to you just moved. Great. Yeah, so that's you're left with all things behind, right? And the Page of Wands does talk about understanding your power and understanding where what you focus grows, right? And I really like that because I feel like with leaving the old emotions and leaving things behind, and it's like this fresh start, you're focusing on what you're grateful for and the attitude of gratitude, right? And what you do want in your life. And I feel like with this leaving behind of old emotions, you're leaving behind old things, and you're not looking at lack, you're not focusing on what's missing, you're not focusing on what you don't want in your life. You've left it behind and you're looking forward, and you're focusing on the gratitude and what you want to have come in. Yeah. Yeah. Because you have both the Nine of Swords, which these are the runic Viking tarot. And it's like, oh my gosh, the Nine of Swords. These are the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that were kind of uh, insomnia, right? Keeping you up at night, waking up in the middle of night thinking about it, or right on your mind when you woke up, or even dreaming about it. And this beautiful nine, this hermit's journey into your thoughts and your beliefs and mindsets, this has allowed you to let a lot of these expectations go too. And the Eight of Wands shows the movement, the fast movement. It's almost like when you started to let them go, you just started chunking things. It's almost like sorting before you move. In the beginning, it's a very meticulous process of, okay, do I want this or don't I want this? All right, let me look at this. By the time you get towards the end of sorting, you're just like, I haven't used this in a year, chunking it. You're either chunking a bunch of stuff or throwing it in a box and taking it with you. But I feel like this Eight of Wands was like you were just, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. But this was the thoughts and beliefs that you were doing about, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. So I really like that. And the Eight of Wands too is about a lot of spiritual messages. So much stuff, I know. And it just, you get rid of it and then you're like, where did all this stuff come from? I was down to hardly anything and now I have a truck full. But the Eight of Wands is messages from spirit too, and I really love that you have the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Wands, because that is about this movement up, and with this move, this physical move represented a movement of your insights too, which I really, really like. Yeah. So this is a joy and celebration card, but the Justice card is about this Ace of Swords here, which, with these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets, this helps um, chop them away. The Ace of Swords is what helps you connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm. And then the double edgedness of the sword is that it helps you cut away the thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you. And I feel like a lot of them had to do with a relationship, marriage, celebration, partnership as well. Because this is usually like the marriage card too. And I feel like that's really standing out with a lot of stuff that's moving, is you're just like letting go of expectations, a lot around relationship, about who you are supposed to be, what a relationship is supposed to be, who you should be, need to be. But then it's just rolled out into a lot of things in your world where you're just chunking thought and belief away about just the restrictions of life, in whether it is in for love or business or career or learning or your body or possession or like home, just everywhere. It just started to snowball, and I feel like you're just removing things and making this beautiful. So the butterflies you put there too, this transformation. Yeah, they're showing me a butterfly that you see fluttering by, and it's carrying its cocoon with it. And you're like, what are you doing? Why are you carrying your cocoon with you? They're like, well, I never know if I might need it again. And they're like, that transformation is done. You can let that cocoon go and you get to flutter. Yeah, there we go. Flutter, flutter. And that lightens the load. The more stuff you drop in your heart and your mind and in your physical world, the lighter everything really becomes. So I really like that for you. So that is what they have for you right now, spring. So I really like that for you. Definitely on the right track. Just some more decluttering, 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 like that beautiful card we got for the first reading. Um, really comes together with that too. So that's what they have, spring. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much again for the donation. All right. So we are moving back into line here. So Rishi, you are next. And then Kelsey, you'll be after that. And so, hey, brother. Hey, Rishi. Can you have any guidance on whether you're managing your fears well or can you do anything to manage them better? Let's take a look here, see what Spirit has to say. So, what would you like Rishi to know about managing fears? Anything else? Okay. All right. So let me take a look. Huh? Yeah, that makes sense. So you have the Four of Swords here. And I like this because this is about peace of mind and mental stability. And so when you're talking about managing fears, this is them showing that you have really stabilized in the area of your fears a lot and that you've cut away a lot of expectations. And those expectations are the small t truths, which are the fears of losing conditional love. And so the first part of your question is, are you managing your fear as well? And this would be a yes from spirit. Like, yeah, kudos to what you have done and where you've come from and how far the distance that you've traveled in those. You're asking if there's anything else you can do, and I feel like that's what these two cards are about because you have both the magician, which is they usually have a wand that they're raising toward the heavens, and it's about really stepping into your power and understanding where you focus your energy is what grows, and where you don't, it diminishes and shrinks. And you have the Two of Wands, which is the same thing of whichever wand you whichever area you focus on is what grows. Whatever you grip is what expands. Like this wand back here is not getting attention, so it'll shrink and become darker and drift into the background, where the one that you're focusing on brings this growth and the energy is flowing into it. So their advice is just continue to head down the path that you have been doing, just realizing the power that you have in each moment. Wherever your gaze goes, like you're looking at, focusing on, is what expands. And so when someone startles us and someone attacks us with their words, they're not really attacking us, they're just saying words. But if we're focusing on it, going, they're attacking me, will expand in fear into attack. But when we focus on and look at things differently and go, those are just words. What are they trying to tell me? You know, are we looking and focusing on here and expanding the inside? Are we looking in the outside world of what these words mean, these actions mean, what we think they mean, right? And so there is this empowerment that comes on just realizing whatever I'm focusing on in each moment is what I'm feeding and growing. And so just changing our habit from looking out there to define us to looking into here to define us is where that power goes. And so I feel like that's what they just want you to be aware of right now, but definitely focus in on the kudos from them saying you have come such a far way and you have the stability that you haven't didn't have in your life before. And so be proud of yourself for how far you've come. So that is what they have for you, Rishi. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue going down here. All right. And so, Kelsey, you will be up next, and then awesome, adorable, you will be up next after that. All right, Kelsey. So, you want to know, how does your husband feel about you? Let's take a look here. You are a brave soul, Kelsey. You really want to go into a man's mind. Whoa, danger, danger. Let's take a look here and see what they've got going on here. So I do like this. It starts off showing that he sees you as a very fiery individual. That when you set your mind, the energy of the Queen of Wands, she is the fire suit. She rules the fire, but she also is given a portion of water. So she's half fire, half water. The water allows her to connect to the higher realms and the gut feeling and the instincts. And so he sees you as someone who has this almost scary gut instinct. And he's like, I don't know. How do you know that stuff? And you're like, woman's intuition, but it's really your spiritual gift, right? And your connection to the spirit world. It also sees it as someone who's very bright, very confident, someone who, when they put their mind to something, can really make things happen. So it is this confidence. So he sees you as confident, and whether you are or not, this is how he sees you, right? And so he sees that, and I like that. Um, he does see you here with the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is can represent patience. So he sees you as someone who is patient, and that you know he admires that you can wait for things like it's usually, what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? The fruit. You will care for stuff and steadily do stuff, knowing what the end result is going to be, and you'll just be patient with things and just allow yourself to focus on the moment, do what needs to be done today, knowing that the end result will come, and that you do that, but you're also not afraid to go, once the fruit starts to grow, to go, all right, you know what? I'm ready for this change, for this adjustment. I'm ready to go in a different direction too. So he really likes this. I feel like you're very, I wouldn't say meticulous, just organized, and that you do this. And these are things that he admires about you. The Six of Pentacles here can show a little bit of codependency awareness in a relationship. And so he sees that you give so much to so many people, and he doesn't mind that it's him too. Although he would love for you to also be open to receiving more. And this goes back to your childhood and goes back to how you used to have to overgive so much in your life that it became your habit and your pattern, that it has a little bit to do with your self-esteem and your worth. Because when you were younger, in childhood, you probably had to do extreme things and overdo it to get attention from grandparents or parents or teachers or coaches or anything like that. That's what the Six of Pentacles shows. But it's like he's like, well, I love that you overgive to me, but there are times where he wants to be able to overgive back to you and give back to you. But it's like you're resistant to it because of that subconscious, uh, worth challenge that's in there. So that's something that you can look into and allow yourself to free from that. And then he has the Justice card that's coming in here, which is all about, they usually have scales in here, um, which they don't. There's just a giant wolf that's biting his hand. But there's usually a justice. It's the balancing out of things. And the Ace of Swords means that he's really looking at his expectations and of you and of the relationship and of what he feels you have for him, and he's just really looking at it from a higher point, and he's letting stuff go that he is like, why do I even think that? Why do I even want that? It's not. And he's really lightening up around expectations, because it just has maybe it's felt very restrictive in the past within him, within his mind, and probably it has made its way out into your relationship too. But there's this adjustment and this changing of expectations, and I don't see it as like a bad thing. The energy I feel around it is just really a lightening up and a kind of a return to like when you first met. And um, you know how we love people so much when we first meet them because we have no expectations on them. So everything they do is above and beyond. But the more expectations that go, it's like their wonderfulness starts to shrink because of all these preconceived ideas. And I feel like there's this freedom that's coming. That It's like returning back to appreciation for who each other are. And I feel like that's where it wants to head, and that's where spirit is recommending it go to as well. I know in whenever I go to a wedding, what I write in their card is remember why you fell in love and try to keep expectations as low as you possibly can so that you focus on who someone is instead of who someone isn't. Because who wants that? Always falling short and pointing out each other's where they're not measuring up. Who wants that? We love people to tell us what we are doing well and what they love about us. And that just makes us want to do it more and it expands things that way. So it is this change of energy. So that is what I feel like they have for you right now regarding how they're feeling. I mean, obviously, very much love. Um, but those are the looking behind the curtain of the man's brain and heart for a little bit. And thank you so much for being a new subscriber and for being here. Welcome to the Soul Family. Hopefully, we'll see you again. So, thank you very much. That's what they have for you now. Many blessings to you, Kelsey. All right. Awesome. Adorable. This time you posted soon. Yeah, you got like number 4. So, really appreciate that. And let me just double check here. Yep, I don't see. And for anyone new that's coming in, we do have super chat available, and so donations do get priority in any of the readings. I just continue going down the list for the free ones, and then if there's a donation, I jump them ahead of the line, and then I return back in order. So that's something new I'm starting in this session, and I'm pretty sure I'll be doing that going forward too. All right. So awesome, adorable. Hey, can you have divine guidance on your current situation? Will your partner return to you? All right, let's take a look here and see what they have to say here. So we'll ask that question first. Will they be returning to you? So those are the ones for that. And then anything else? What other divine guidance about that and love life? All right. So let's take a look here. And let me see what these are here as well. All right. You know, with these and these other cards that I'm seeing here, I don't feel like they're going to return, and I wouldn't, and I know it's rough and it's raw and it uh, instills some fear when we look at that. But with these other cards, I'm like, you'll be happy about it because it's like when if you have an old home that has floors caving in and the plumbing hardly works and the gas leaks a little bit and the roof leaks and there's rats. When you're away and you're driving up and you see that your house is on fire, it's kind of like a mixed bag, right? You're like in shock going, oh my gosh, am I not going to have anywhere to live? But then the insurance guy shows up and goes, yeah, we're going to put you up in a hotel. We're going to rebuild your house. It's going to be up to code. It's going to be a replacement value. So it's, or whatever it's called, where they build it back to modern day and have everything up to speed. And the plumbing's going to be great. And there's new things and it's great. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm not so upset about the old condemned building burning down when I'm going to have a new one. And it's all part of what I already pay. It's like, okay, boom. That's what I feel. So, with the chariot card, this is movement. The page of wands here is about new passion, new desire. And then the king of swords is about a lot of thought and belief and them off in their minds. So, like, this is the old, you know, your partner, and they've gone off and found new passion, and they're all caught up in their expectations and in their head and all this. And I kind of feel like this is like movement away. And whenever anyone leaves our life, they're not leaving us, they're being moved out of our life for us to clear the way, to make space. Like I said, the old one burns down or is moved away so that we are able to move forward in the direction that's more in alignment with where our higher self and our soul wants to take us, um, or to make space for a rebuilding. Because um, the thing that, like, right now to look at is the seven of swords, which the seven of swords is about our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our mentalities, and what of our own thoughts and beliefs have been stealing from us. Our joy, what has been stealing relationships, what has been stealing, um, just any opportunities in our life. Because we'll have thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about our worth and what we're worthy of, and how something is supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. And there's so many of them that it restricts us so much that we miss opportunities on the outside of this very tiny path that things have to happen in. And as we question those and look at them and we free ourselves, then we open our life up to open these new opportunities. And you have the Queen of Cups here too, which is you. And this represents, not only does she roll over water, but they're all queens are given a second portion of water. So she is very capable to deep dive into her emotions to understand things. So with the combination of these two, they're like, whatever mirrors came up with your past partner, that is the focus right now while you're waiting for love to come into the future, because this is what they're wanting to help change your energy vibration, the magnetism that you're putting out. Because at your current state, if we do what we always did and vibrate and have the magnetism out what it was, we're going to keep drawing in the same old. And we don't want that anymore. We're wanting to raise our vibration, change the magnetism where it reverses and it repels the old and draws in the new. And then when you do that work, it is like, this is why I'm saying it's so worth it, because you've got, not only do you have the sun, which is the most victorious, brightest card in the entire deck. You have that. You also have the star card, which represents, it's also very bright, where the sun rules the day, the star brings hope at night, and it's a wish fulfillment card. It's like wishing upon a star. Wish fulfillment comes with the sun. And then you also have the 10 of pentacles, or sorry, the 10 of cups, which is about emotional fulfillment, flowing, overflowing. Look how, what a celebration that is. It's a very, very beautiful card. And that's you sitting at the head of the table, feeling this fullness and this wholeness. And so this is what comes because of a certain person, the relationship. They were a mirror on purpose, for a purpose, to have you have this stuff rekindled and to be the mirror for you to see these things you wanted to see about yourself. And as you see them and as you transform them, then that opens up this for your future. So that's why I was saying, you'll be glad that, the old shack is burned down. And on the journey while you're waiting, you're doing the reflection on the inside and transforming these emotions and these thoughts about your worth. And it changes things for the future. It draws in beautiful, beautiful things that are more in tune with your wish fulfillment of your heart, not your mind, but of your heart. And these things come in. So I like that for you. Awesome, adorable. It is awesome. I really think it is. So, all right. That's what they have for you this evening. So many blessings to you. All right, Lisa Starr, you are up next. And then after that, Catherine 1111. All right, Lisa. So you want to know what's going to happen between you and T in the area of love in the next 3 months. So let's take a look here. Wow. So what would Spirit like you to know? The next 3 months. All right. Well, they gave you 3 cards. So imagine this is month 1, month 2, month 3. So month 1, yeah, the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, a lot of thinking, a lot of figuring things out, a lot of looking at what expectations, what do you guys want? What don't you want? What do you want to cut away that no longer serves you? But a lot of thinking in month 1. There's just seems to be a lot of figuring out details, communication, but it is very mental in a good way, not like mental. All you guys are going to go mental. It's very thinking in your first month. And the second month, you have the Strength card coming in here. So the Strength card shows itself here because it is courage. It is taking steps forward. It is also turning inward and upward, understanding what you're truly searching after and what you are looking for in life. Because the beautiful polar bear here, I love polar bears. They that represents our human side, and this represents our higher self. Normally, they have like an infinity symbol representing our eternal self. And our polar bear self will look to the outside world for its fulfillment. It's told, it's hungry. When we're born and we, veil ourselves from our higher self and the connection we have with our true self, we just are like, I'm starving and I'm thirsty. And we're all taught, oh, go out there. Relationships will fill you up, and situations like jobs and education and those types of things will fill you up. And things, your body, your bank accounts, your possessions, all that's going to fill you up and take away your thirst. And we're like, okay, the polar bear goes do, 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 and it eats and drinks of those things, and it's not full. It doesn't fulfill it for very long, if at all. And so it continues to try to desperately have more, and it doesn't find it. And so it ends up, in this case, the polar bear, roaring or whatever it does in the Antarctica, whatever the animal is, it's making noise because it's so hangry. It's hungry, angry, and it's desperate for something to fulfill it. And our higher self is aware of ourself always, but in the beginning, our human self is not aware of our higher self. And so our higher self comes down, and it doesn't come down to, put the polar bear out of its misery. It doesn't try to cage it to protect people from it. It doesn't try to manipulate it and control it and train it in any way, because it knows what our human self is hungry for is the unconditional love from above. And it just so happens that our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So it comes down and it gives the love to the polar bear, to our human self. And then our polar bear self transforms from this roaring, hangry, hungry, desperate polar bear into a little baby polar bear cub, sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling full and complete and whole for the first time in its life. And then with this combination of this beautiful reunion and awareness, our higher self never leaves again, and we're able to walk hand in paw together in a different way. So the first month is about a lot of thinking and what are my expectations? What do I want in life? And the second month feels like this realization of these outside things aren't fulfilling us. And so we're turning inward and upward for a love that changes the relationship because you're no longer looking to each other to fulfill you. You're finding it from within. And instead of looking at what someone's not doing and meeting up to expectations, you see that everything that they're doing is above and beyond. And it's just extra. It's like you find your meal inside of you, plus first and second dessert. You're finding it all within. And then outside, that's third and fourth and fifth dessert. And it's just extra and wonderful and amazing. And because you don't need each other, you then want each other instead. You don't need a third and fourth and fifth dessert. But if you want one, there they are, right? And so it's this transformation, I feel, of this relationship in the second month. The third month brings in some kind of emotional confusion a little bit with the Seven of Cups, but also it's because um, all this has changed, right? And you're getting used to going, well, if I'm finding what I need inside, then what do I get from you? And what do we want? What changes? Like the wish fulfillment changes. What these old ideas and thoughts that you felt you had before, they change. And so it changes. It's almost like there's like you've rubbed a genie bottle and the genie's coming out and asking you what your wishes are, and you're like, wow, well, things have changed now. What do we want? What do we want to do? And it's a beautiful emotional confusion, though. I feel it's not like oh god. It's like, wow, all the pressure we had on each other, all this stuff is gone. It's being changed and transformed. Now you're looking at, what do we want to do then? Where do we want to head? What are our higher dreams? And so it's really interesting with this transformation that you're having here. It just feels like there's a lot of thinking, a lot of inner reflection and transformation. And then the third month just feels like the Aladdin's lamp, and here, poof, here's the genie asking you what you want, and you guys are deciding that. So I like it for you. I really feel like it's just a big opening of your hearts and your lives with each other, though. So that's what they have for you, Lisa. So many blessings for you. Right, Catherine 111, you are up next. And let's take a look here. And then Tammy, you will be up after that. So, hey, Catherine, what is your DM twin flame feeling towards you currently? His energy check towards the connection. Okay, let's take a look here and see. Yeah, that twin flame journey, it is passionate, but it is extreme, isn't it? So, yeah, twin flame is like a special agent soulmate, right? You can't escape them. You can't escape the mirror. They don't allow you to get away. Okay. Yeah, makes sense here. Let me just another card here. Okay. All right. So here's the flame, the twin flame, the sun shining bright. Um, um, I like this. Let me look at these other cards here too. Yeah, some repeating cards here, but definitely it feels like the energy is here. I mean, they feel joyful. They feel this wholeness. They feel this brightness. But what happens with twin flames? Like I said, you have the passion and the draw, and like you just can't see yourself with anyone else. But there's also such a heat in ways like, if you know gold, how it's purified, the flame gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and things bubble to the top, the dross, the impurities, and you scoop them off, and the flame turns up higher and hotter. More stuff comes up. And that is what they see this interaction between you guys. and it's like his fears, his thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. It's you're the perfect mirror for each other, and these small t truths, the fear of losing conditional love, and all the stuff like insomnia, nightmares, wakes up thinking about it in the middle of the night, wakes up even more. There's these thoughts and beliefs that are there about codependency and about feeling that they can't give enough, and maybe a little bit that you don't allow them to give too because of the mirror. You don't feel that you can give enough to match what they're giving because of mindsets. And I feel like what a perfect twin flame mirror you guys are for one another, because I feel like you're both enablers, which is means you're overgivers, and you both try to overgive, but because of how you grew up, which we talk about a lot in here about codependency, because the Six of Pentacles makes itself known so much in relationship readings. And it's like when we're younger and we have to overgive, like you have to give 100 of something to get one back. Well, if they also feel they have to give 100 of something to get one back, wow, what a conundrum that is, because if they want to give 100 and you feel you have to give 100 to get one, that means you have to give, what is that, 10,000 to deserve the 100. And you're like, well, I need to give you 10,000. Like, oh my god, if you give me 10,000 and he feels he has to give 100, then you add two zeros on the end of that, and it just is like, oh my gosh, it creates this um like I said, a conundrum of fear of I'm not going to be able to keep up with how much you give to me according to this mental exchange rate. And so there is this Ace of Swords that is trying to make itself known in your guys' relationship, which is about seeing things from a place of unconditional love rather than all of those small t truths, which are the fears of losing conditional love. And as you connect and understand more, then this is where this peace of mind comes in. The Four of Swords is they usually have someone sleeping on this Ace of Swords, and then the Three Swords of expectations are on the wall. And the it's about looking and getting into the um, the beliefs that are underneath there, those core expectations that have become our habit of this is what I deserve. This is the story around giving and receiving. And it just feels like that there's this wonderful change and this freedom that comes as instead of battling over who's the parent and who's the child in the relationship, as you guys clear away these expectations and you get down to why you feel you had that need growing up, it releases you guys to have an equal give and take relationship instead. It's just, 50-50 instead of 100-0 or 90-10, 90-10. The battle, of who's going to be the giver. It's like we can equally give, but we can also give each other the gift of receiving from each other. And I feel like that's like the battle that's happening here. And then the King of Wands would come in, which is really understanding your power and where you're investing your energy, and mastering the flame, that sun of that brightness of the twin flame. And it just allows you guys to flow more beautifully with each other, realizing that um, there is the flame of the mirror for each other, but then there's the passion and the drawing together of each other too. So that's the journey of a twin flame. It is about going back and forth between being in the pot and being melted, then becoming the flame for the other person being in the pot. And it just goes back and forth. But there's beautiful moments with all of that too. And when you realize the purpose of why you chose one another because of the mirroring and because of the ability to help each other remove things, um, rather than feeling like you're adversaries trying to burn one another, you realize the purpose that you're helping one another through things, and that it's an embracing love, and it's not that you're trying to catch each other on fire, if that makes sense. So hopefully that resonated, Catherine, because that is the message they have for you this evening. So there you have it. All right. So continue moving down the list. And for anyone new coming in, we are starting any donations. Does move your reading to the top of the line. So donations do get priority over the free readings, but I'll continue to go down the free. And then if there's a donation, I will bump out and go do that reading and then go back into the list and continue down. Because Brother Zen does need to eat, and that's okay. There's a good energy exchange that happens there. So that is what we're going to try out. All right. So Tammy, you are up. And then, so how does your Scorpio feel about you since you broke up? Uh-oh. You know, those little stingers that they have. Let's take a look here. Okay. You know, they seem to be doing okay, and here is why. Because they've got the peace of mind card here. The Four of Swords has been coming out here quite a bit too. But the Four of Swords is about their thoughts and their beliefs and their mindsets and their mind. And four is of stability. And so they do have this peace of mind. And here is why. New love. You know, they I feel like this Scorpio, they push their emotions down and they really focus on moving forward and not so much looking backward. And so they feel like, you know, their life is still full, and they're focusing on the pentacles, which is the outside world, and they are focusing on new love. Um, so I just feel like the energy they have, even though they have water and that they, I just feel like they, uh, maybe what else is in their chart is just forward moving. I feel like they have a lot of fire in their chart for some reason, and it's just like they're whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. They don't reflect backwards, and I feel like what they've been doing in their life is pushing emotions down, and so they're just like, all right, throw it in the back of the pickup truck and continue moving forward. What's next? What's the next? You know, they don't realize that wherever they're headed, there they are. They're still bringing all that, whatever they've been throwing in the back of the pickup truck into the camper or whatever that's attached to the pickup truck. It's following them around, but they're just moving forward. They just keep moving forward. Push it down and move forward, as I feel like their motto in their life right now. They don't realize that when they're going 100 miles an hour, when they slam on their brakes, that trailer full of stuff is going to come flying back around and whop them upside their head. But right now, that's what's going on with them right now, Tammy, is they're just suppress and move on is what they're doing. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings for you. And we will continue to move down the list. So Hershey, you are up. You are up next. And then No Name Reason will be up after that. So Hershey, is JM still in love with you? Let's take a look. See what Spirit has to say here. All right. With these two cards here, we have the Eight of Cups, which is leaving behind old emotions that no longer serve. And the Nine of Pentacles is about feeling this wholeness and this completeness within themselves and the outside world. So, you know, with any love we have in our life, there's always a little chamber that we have reserved for the loves of our life. But the central piece of the are they in love with you? No, not anymore. They've let the emotions go that no longer serve them, and but they will always have a love for you, but they don't have the in love. Um, is what I'm feeling here because they feel like they're leaving behind emotions that are no longer serving them, and they are really focusing on their own fulfillment in their life. And the Eight of Cups too, when we're leaving, like the squirrel is leaving the Eight of Cups behind, they're moving up to the Nine of Cups, which they feel is their wish fulfillment. So, with the Nine of Pentacles being there and then the Nine of Cups being there in a way, it is them really focusing on themselves. And, um, but I don't feel like the in love, they will have a love in their heart, but um, there's like I don't know why they're showing this. I'll just explain it in my head because it's like there's this foyer. I don't know. So there's a central room. I'm seeing a big circular room. And in the middle of this circular room, which is the heart, with what they're showing me, is where you sit, and then where another seat is across from you. Um, and so that's with everyone. And there's these, the that's where the current love is. That's where the in love seat is. Then there's all these little doors that circle all around the entire room. Those are the loves of our life. And when, so we open a door and go, here's a place in my heart for you. So this is your room. And that's where you can, you will always have a place. And right now you're sitting in front of me in this seat. But when we're done and we're moving on, we put them in the room, and that's the room that they're in. And then the seat is open for someone else. The new love comes in, the new in love comes in. And so that's what they're showing me um, is happening right now, is that JM has that place. You have a room in their heart, but you're not in that main seat. Um, I feel like the seat is empty right now, though. Um, so I don't feel like there's someone else sitting there, but they're, uh, you know, the seat is now empty. So that's what they have, if that makes sense. So many blessings to you, Hershey. Hang in there. All right. No name reason. You are up, and then Skyfalls, you will be up after that. Let me just take a look here. Okay. So, is it over between you and Malader? Let's take a look and see what Spirit would like you to know around that. Let me just get some clarity here. Yeah, they're going, what other proof do you need? So I would say that it would be a yes, but it's good for you because you have the Wheel of Fortune, which says endings and new beginnings, your life turning, and that, which means fated events. People are moved out of our life on purpose for a purpose so that we can move forward to the next fated event, to the next uh, direction, the next relationship, the next experience in our life. And then you also got the Judgment card, which is double endings and double new beginnings. Because I got that and I was like, okay, so that means yes. And I go, can I get clarity? And they're like, yeah, it's really over, you know. So this is what this is about. And so, but the it's definitely the Judgment card is about, it's your higher self that's in charge of your life, and they have things that are unfolding on purpose for a purpose. And so both of these cards are really about fate and about the heavens that are turning the wheel to make the things come to you that are destined for you and what you are to experience next. So that is what they are bringing through here. So, but it's good though, because it's making room for something that's fated for you to come into your life. And the Wheel of Fortune is always, it turns for us. It's not, oh, this is like, a dial that turned and you get, I don't know why they're showing me one of the old kids things where they'd get slimed. It's like you're not getting slimed. It's not, oh no, it's not a punishment. It's unfolding for you. So that's what they have for you, no name. So many blessings to you. All right, Sky Falls. Let's take a look here. Hello. And will you have a good week? What does Spirit say? Let's take a look. All right. And then Daisy, you will be up after that. All right. So for Sky Falls, let's find out about your week. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. All right. Well, I like it because you do have the Queen of Swords, which is balancing of heart and mind, and you have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment card. So there is some figuring out here, um, this week, that of what it is you truly want, and not just going off of what you think in your mind is your wish, but allowing your heart to have a say so on what you want to do. Because it's like your wish fulfillment seems to be, it's like there's this opportunity for you. It's like, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to, um, what would mean to me that, oh, my wish has come true? Well, we have our mental stuff of all the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that we've been giving on what it's supposed to be. Oh, I'm supposed to be a billionaire and have this kind of partner and this kind of house and this kind of car and this amount of money in the bank and these kind of successes and blah, 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 blah. Well, we have that checklist in our head that pretty much is in and poured into all of us growing up, right? But this is about, what is your heart? What makes your heart sing? It may not be match what this list is. And I feel like that's what they're wanting you to do, is get this conference between your heart and your mind to find out what it is you really want to do. Because I feel like you are having this movement of thought and belief and mindset about old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, rough waters to calm waters, this movement in your life. With the Full card too, it's the ending of an old cycle and the beginning of new. And I feel like there's this big newness coming next week for you, but it's about figuring out what it is you want to do. Where do you want to head? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want that relationship to look like? But it's all about the heart and figuring out what would make your heart sing, your soul sing, not the mind, because the mind has been brainwashed by all these popular opinions. And it's like really connecting inward and really getting, uh, like I said, it's like this meeting is scheduled between your heart and your mind this week. And it does feel good because it feels like clarity comes in of, what do I really want to do? There's like all these decisions that you can make and these directions you can go, and you're not sure which, because the dream is something that's been given to you. It's not your true dream. It's like we're all given dreams when we're younger. Like, this is what you should be when you grow up and need to be and have to be and must be, supposed to be, all those expectations. But there's this freedom that comes for you. And so that's what Spirit would nudge you to invite your heart into the conversation. And then you determine what you really, how you uniquely want to express your heart to the world. That's your dream. And then that becomes your compass, the north, the true north on your compass. So you know always what direction to go, because you're discovering that. So that's what they have for you, Skyfalls. So it sounds like a good week. It's just like you get new passion, new drive, because you discover what it is you really want to do and where you want to head. And boom, there you go. All right. So that's what they have for you. So Daisy, many blessings to you, Skyfall. Sorry. And Daisy, you will be up next. All right. So let's keep going here. So Daisy, what does Spirit want you to know for this week? All right, let's take a look. See what's in store for you. And then beautiful heart and soul, you will be up after that. Oh, good. So let's see what they have here for you for this week. So you do have this um, wonderful emotional week coming up. And you're like, what? We have the wish fulfillment card, which is happy, happy, happy. And then you have the Five of Cups, which is about, and I feel like this is a transformation that you're going through here because you have the Judgment card, which is double endings and double new beginnings, and your higher self calling you to this higher place to see things from a different perspective. And I feel like you might have been in a mourning period where there's been some disappointments and some things that have really rattled your cage and poked at your heart that um, have like emotions that are related to fear, fears of losing conditional love. And but you're ready for something more. You're ready for happiness. And the Two of Cups here, which is being poured out, it's usually the Three Cups that are poured out and the Two of Cups that are standing up. But I love that the Two of Cups are poured out because this means you're realizing more and more your power of choice, of that. um, Within each moment you get to choose what emotion you feel. And I know it doesn't feel like that because when Spirit told me that in the beginning, I was like, are you sure you're joshing me that I get to choose my emotions? Because when something happens, that's how I feel. Something happens, that's what it means. What do you mean I'm choosing my emotions? And then they showed how when we're younger, all human children are trained that when this happens, this is the opinion of how you are supposed to feel. And it's reinforced over and over again to where we take it on as our own opinion and then we take it on as our habit to feel that way. And then it becomes our reaction. It happens so fast. We don't even realize we're choosing it anymore. We just made it our habit. It's like muscle memory. Something happens, and this is what we're just taught to emotionally react in that way. But they also showed me, Spirit did, that like anything, we can change our habit. I can choose to feel a different way. Like if I lose my job, we're taught, oh my God, that's horrible. And we're supposed to freak out about it. And it's supposed to be devastating. And oh, I'm supposed to complain about it and you know, drink or throw myself on the floor and oh, woe is me, right? Because fear tells us we're never going to get a job again like we had before, and we're going to lose everything and die and out on the wilderness all alone being eaten by crows or something, some ridiculous fear that's down inside of us. We can change it though to go, you know what? I know that whatever unfolds in life unfolds for me, and I can be happy. I can be thankful knowing that this toxic relationship I had with this job that I would never leave out of fear, even though how badly they abused me, I was going to stay with that job. But now, thankfully, they have released me from that relationship, and now I get to find something that's more in alignment with where I want to go. And I feel like that's what happens. I don't you're not gonna get fired this week if you're working. I just this power of choice that comes in for you, and you're realizing that I get to choose what something means. And whatever the changes are that do come up this week, I feel like it starts off with just little emotional choices that you realize, like, you know what, this used to bother me, and I'm not gonna let it bother me. I'm gonna look at it this way, and I'm gonna feel about it this way, and you feel empowered by it. And then day 2, you take it to bigger things. Day 3 to bigger things. Day 4, 5, 6, 7. By the end of the week, you realize that with this power of choice, that you've really just gone all in with this power, and you are allowing yourself to look at old things differently, current things differently, and seeing how it impacts you for your future. So I really feel it's a wonderful week of emotional power of choice that's coming in for you. So I like it, Daisy. Can't wait to see what you do with that. Flex your emotional choice muscle. It's the gun show, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. So next, beautiful heart and soul. You will be actually up here. Shivi, thank you so much for your donation. So, like I said, donations do get the priority. So I will jump to Shivi's question. Thank you. And then I will return back to you, beautiful heart and soul. You'll be next in line. So, Shivi, So you asked earlier, but you're confused. So let me ask again whether your boyfriend or arranged marriage guy that your parents find will be best and right for you. Okay, sure. Let's take a look here. So let's take a look. Yeah, if I remember, so it wasn't earlier today. I mean, earlier in this reading, it was earlier today or last night. I forget. I remember you asking this question in the back of my mind. And if I, they're kind of bringing it back to me. I feel like you had the Three of Swords, that if you chose the marriage with your boyfriend, that it would not end well, if I remember. And that the arranged marriage was actually the better one. So let's get verification on here, though. So we're going to pull cards here for both. So boyfriend will be first. And then the arranged marriage was second. Yeah, it seems like these are the kind of similar to the cards that came out. So let me just take a look here. Yeah, those weren't those. All right. So when we are looking at the first relationship, which we did look at, which was your current relationship, your boyfriend, right? So this is like the representing, this is what you currently have. And um, these other cards here, like the main card that stands out is the Ten of Swords, full of a lot of expectations and a lot of fear of losing conditional love that would be in with your boyfriend. And what I'm feeling with these energies, with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like they look to fulfill themselves. They look to make themselves um, be whole and complete, but this is like independent of you. They're not looking to you for this. And the Six of Wands, with the energy that with your previous reading in this one, this is like they like attention, they like recognition from people and not just from you. Um, and the Emperor, they have this, I'm the one in control, I'm the one in command. This is what happens after marriage, right? They are the ones that feel like I make the decisions, it's my kingdom, blah, blah, blah. It's just very, um, it starts off looking like, oh, yay, yay. And then you get married and it's like, bam, I am the emperor. And and if I remember the cards, they're actually showing me the cards in my head right now from your previous reading, because I think there was a Three of Cups, which meant a third party. And then there was, I think, the Three of Swords, which was heartbreak and disappointment. And then there was the Justice card, which I felt means it ended up in court, like divorce. And I feel like that's what um, those cards were that came, were boom, boom, boom. It was like, wow. And the other one was more this, the arranged marriage was the Ten of Pentacles, which was Ten of Pentacles is about abundance and wholeness and fullness of life. The Ace of Cups, which is new love and very loving. The Four of Pentacles, which is about a solid foundation in the outside world, just a very solid life there. And the Ace of Pentacles, which was the new opportunities unfolding and new experiences in the outside world because of that marriage. And there's the Six of Swords, which is a changing of your mindsets from old ways of thinking to new, from rough waters to calm waters. And so there's this nice movement of thought and belief too. And so with the reading that we had, it was very clear that you know, the in this case, the arranged marriage would end up being someone very fitting for you, and it was very abundant and full of life, and there was both mental and heart that you know, what worked so well. And the boyfriend, it felt like it was all wonderful and you know, dating, but after marriage, it became like they wander and they want more, and they end up with someone else. And and that's why it ends up in court, and then disappointment. It didn't end up being what all that they were cracking themselves up to be. So that's what with that your previous reading, because that came back very clear suddenly, that yeah, so that's the one. And so that's the clarity. It comes through strong again here, that it's like they are self-consumed and they like attention, and they like, you know, and it's because of what they're not happy on the inside, and so they like all this attention and all that. That's your boyfriend. And the arranged marriage, it just seemed to be so full and surprising. I think last night even it was like they were um, it was a nice surprise. You're just like, wow, you are, you know, you respect me, you honor me, you they had a great mind, and you know, you guys had wonderful mental experiences and also emotional, and it felt like, wow, it just felt like night and day, you know. And so that's what the cards say. Of course, you have power of choice and free will. You are going to learn what you always want to learn, one way or another, you know. So, um, but so you take this advice and you take the energies and you decide what you ultimately want. But with that energies, that's what they had for you. So, um, like if it, like you said, it was an urgent question, and it's like, well, he asked me to marry him. I'm like, well, you might want to just say, let's just wait a while. Let's see what unfolds. And I just want to get to know you more and more. I just, you know, I just want some time. Um, and it's not a, you know, if that's what happened, right? But that's what they have for you for this Shivi. So hang in there, many blessings. If you feel confused about it all, just step away from it all and go contemplate, right? Don't make any decisions while you feel confused about it, because that means that you're in fear, and you don't want fear. You don't want to make decisions while you're in fear. Take a lot of deep breaths and take a step away from everything. Go visit a cousin, go somewhere and go, I need to go somewhere, and then just really look at everything from a different perspective. So, but that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you, Shivi. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right. And oh, actually, SDA. I thought that was Spring's message because it was the same color. So SDA. So let's take a look here. You just want to hop on and say, hi, your heart is so full of gratitude. You just watched the winners for, oh, yes, congratulations. So I love that. So I'll be looking forward to your email. And so you're just giving me blessings. Wow. Thank you so much, SDA. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I look forward to doing your 1 hour reading. All right. So thank you so much. And we are scrolling back up. And let me take a look here. I think I lost my place. We did that one. You did that one. And beautiful heart and soul, I believe, is where we left off. Yeah, because we did take care of Daisy. All right. So let's take a look here, beautiful heart and soul. We'll do a love reading for the coming months. Let's see what they have to say. Let me just take a quick drink here. So, what does Spirit want you to know about love? Okay, what else? Okay. So, I feel like right now there's like this holding period that you've been in around love, because here you are, the Four of Cups. And you have usually there's 3 cups down here that you're bored with because it's the same old that you've been having, and you're like, "Do I really want all that again? No, I'm just bored with the same person showing up in someone else's body. What is up?" Right? And usually there's another cup that's being offered to the side, which is a higher love, a different love. And they're related here because the 9 of swords here is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, and your attitudes around love and around relationships. And it almost is like a nightmare, right? Maybe it's having trouble sleeping, or you have dreams about love, and you wake up thinking about love and the past and these past built relationships and what had come, and you just like, I'm just ready. You're almost to the point of just being sick and tired of all these expectations, all these supposed to be's, and it just feels exhausting. And the 10 of swords that comes after this is releasing a lot of expectations and thoughts and beliefs. And like I talk about here on the channel a lot, is when we have all these expectations that we're given, Spirit shows us that the line becomes very, very thin. And to have this relationship that has to be this way with this type of person, with me being this, and blah, 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 that's on back order for like 1,000 years. But there's all these opportunities outside these expectations that when we start whittling away at all these thoughts and beliefs about ourselves and others and these relationships, we open up, and then these opportunities that were lying out here suddenly come into view and come into our lives and make it available. And so that is what, during this pause period, Spirit is asking you to look at those, to free yourself, get yourself out of that cage to where you can experience these things. Because when you do have new love and new opportunities that come in. And so this pages are the newness, new coming in. And I really like that for you. Um, and you have the Six of Cups here, which can mean 2 things, and I feel it means both to you, because the Six of Cups can be the nostalgia card, looking back at old memories and old um, emotions and transforming those as you go back and look at them in a different way. And it also can mean someone from your past that comes into your life too, regarding romance. And I don't feel like it's don't sound the X alarm. Whoop whoop, no, no, I don't want that X back. Because I feel like it's not that type of situation. I don't feel like it's someone um, that you were romantically involved with in the past. I feel like it's someone that you might have had feelings for, and that they had feelings for you, but you guys were unavailable. Either one of you was in a relationship and the other wasn't. And then when um, the other one got out of a relationship, you were in one. It was kind of like that thing where it's like the ships never passed in the perfect place. It was always missing each other. It's like, oh man, oh. And now with this change, but they're having you look at all this stuff first, then it opens up the possibilities, and then the planets align and everything comes in. And then, like the Emperor card here, which is a positive thing for you, because I feel it's like you taking authority over your life and you taking things, um, you're bringing the stability into your life, and you're just like, I'm done I'm no longer just going to be waiting for everything to come to me. I am taking charge of my life. I'm putting things in order inside of my heart, inside of my mind, outside of my world, and I'm preparing myself, but I'm going to do this work in this reflection first because that is what opens up everything. Otherwise, you're still stuck in the 1,000-year backordered relationship, which isn't really truly what you want anyway, but it's what you've been taught and convinced that's what you want. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to their beautiful heart and soul. And I look forward to seeing what comes in the coming months for you. So I like it. All right. So double, triple, quadruple X. This, you are up. So you tell you if you are a light worker. Let's take a look and we will see what we have going on there. All right. All right. And then Shivi will do your follow-up questions really quick. I'm just going to complete double, triple, quadruple X's real quick, and then we will move down to your follow-up questions. So thank you. Thank you for your other donations. All right. So Anjali. I'm not Anjali, I'm sorry. Double, triple, quadruple X. So are you a light worker? I mean, I really felt like as soon as I read that, I feel like a yes, but let's just get cards to confirm here. All right. Okay, yeah. So you have the Three of Swords, which is about expectations and heartbreak and disappointment. But I feel like this is like when we look at what a light worker is, um, there's these expectations around it that the spirit wants you to be aware of. It's, you know, there can be so many spiritual rules and laws, and, even within metaphysics and everything else, the human likes to try to determine, try to define things, try to um, put structure around it. And if there's too much structure, that's when expectations come in, which can be limiting. And so they want you, when you are um, moving into this light work, allow yourself to connect to your heart, trust your intuition, trust your gut. You can read, you can watch things, you can listen to things, but let your heart, your soul, be your guide with things. Look into there because you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is all about intuition and gut and all of that. And so this really does mean, for me, spiritual gifts and your ability to deep dive and empathic abilities, because you also have the King of Cups, which does balance heart and mind. So that's kind of what I was talking about, is balancing what you get from the outside world with the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around light working and doing spiritual work and what you are to bring to the world. But trust your heart, keep going back to your heart. And you do have the King of Pentacles, which is also, the King of Pentacles is on this journey about defining their worth, not by the outside world, not by relationships or situations or things or what we do, but it's the inward and upward that the king learns with that Ace of Pentacles, because it's your worth as you relate it to the outside world. But we don't relate it and define it by the outside world. We don't find our self-worth in the outside. We turn inward and upward and have our worth defined by the unconditional love, the eternal love from above. And that becomes the foundation of who you are. And then you allow yourself to fill up and overflow out to the world. That beautiful, light, bright love energy fills you up, and then it overflows out. And so the light work basically is you expressing that love to the world in your own unique way, your own special, unique way, outside of all those expectations and all those limitations. So that is what they want you to focus in on with your light work, because you are a light worker. And so I love that for you. So that is what they have for you. All right. So, Anjali, you will be up next after I return back here. So, we are jumping down. Slow Shivi, thank you for your patience as I finish that one up. And so, why is he so sweet if he will change after marriage? He keeps telling me sweet things. Yeah. And he says he truly loves you. And that's true. I mean, he has good intentions. Um, but I feel like marriage changes things. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has to say here. Okay. All right. Okay. Almost. Yeah. So the Ace of Wands is a very fiery, passionate energy, and the Magician is also usually they have the Ace of Wands, and so there's this very much empowerment and manifestation, and yeah, yeah, and I can understand that. And it's not like he's fooling you now. What he shares and what he's feeling right now is how he feels. You know, it's like um I feel like most people don't try to go around tricking people into loving them and falling in love and then with plans to cheat on them later or to do stuff later. It has to do with their intentions in the moment are pure and they're like, I love you, and look at, this is what I want to do, and da 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 da. And in the moment, that's what they intend, that's what they mean. But with this fire and with this passion, with these things coming in, um it feels it's like what he feels he wants right now. And then you get married, and then it's like these expectations and what he thought it would be and what he was going to head to, that's where things change. And um, because in their mind, if they're like, I'll be happy when I'm married and this and that, and I have someone that I care about and I want to do this, and they're like, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I want. And then they get into that, and the expectations and their emotions change. And that's what happens in life. It does. And so I don't feel like he's doing all this on purpose. He has the best intentions, but that's what's when you were asking Spirit what will happen, and they're showing that his heart changes, and I'm not sure, they didn't tell me like how long in the future it would be, but that it would switch and it would change, and that they would be looking outside of themselves, trying to find happiness because they're not happy on the inside. And so they keep looking on the outside for other things that they feel are supposed to make them happy, and they don't. And they are drawn out there thinking that that's what it's going to be, and then that is what would unfold with that. Because they show the Eight of Pentacles, which is about things that would move and change in the outside world, and the Queen of Cups is about a lot of emotion, and that's what happens. Most of our life is 90% subconscious. We're only conscious of like 10% of what is really going on in our heart and our mind and the world because of our filtering and everything else. And so um like I use my dad as an example sometimes because um he, in between my brother and me being born, my older brother and me being born, he wandered outside the relationship. And they continued to stay together for all these years, but he continued to, I believe, be with other people. And after they divorced, then he ended up with number two, and then with number three, and now he's like 80, and he's changed in his life. He found inner happiness, but while he was unhappy on the inside, he felt that he had to find something in the outside world to make him happy. So, um, as we are, um, you know, pursuing those things, and we're looking at those, things, we don't know subconsciously why all that is happening. We just know there's some emotional stuff that's down underneath the surface that draws us, that has us looking, doing the things, but they're all suppressed and they're all underneath the surface. And um, and that's how kind of the human works, unfortunately. But I had several relationships, and I know they all had great intentions because I could feel them, empathically. I'm like, yeah, they do love me, and they think and they feel in their conscious mind that I want to commit with you. And someone convinced me, to be, to trust them. I was like, no, I go, I know who you are, and I know what your past has been, and I just know. I go, well, let's enjoy what we have, but I know you're not going to commit to me, in reality. And they're like, no, and they convinced me to, and then they ended up still, going outside the relationship. And I'm like, why did you try to convince me to believe you so badly? Which is kind of like what you're saying. And they had the best intentions. They just, because they were unhappy on the inside, they kept doing that, right? And so you realize that, and you don't take it personally. It's like, that's what, when people aren't happy on the inside, you can't make them happy, and they will continue thinking other people or other things or multiple people will make them happy, right? So that's kind of where it is. And his business is in the startup stage. It would be huge in coming 100 years. Is it true that he'll be rich very soon or otherwise? Okay, we can take a look at that too. So you understand where we're coming with that, with those other things. And so let's take a look here and see, about that coming in 5 to 10 years. So what about business? Is he pulling your leg? What about this money? What about the money? Let me see. Did I miss one? They said, why is he so sweet if he will change after marriage? Sweet things. Oh, why did he show you the photo of an arranged marriage offer that came for him? That girl's pretty and rich also. Why did he not go with her and choose to stay with me? Well, we kind of answered that question already with this other one, kind of together, right? That he feels like he has emotion for you, and he feels like you're the one. I have these emotions, and this is the best intentions, and this is what I want. And so, I just want to show you that I could have chosen someone else. So he's trying to prove it to you, but there is this, you know, I don't know. It's like that's a bit over the top, right? I'm trying to prove my love to you. It's like, really? Hmm. So we'll dig into that and see if that's true. In fact, let's do that first. Is this arranged marriage? Is that really true? Is it really true? Hmm. Let me just get one more clarification on this here. Yeah. because I feel like with this 6 of Pentacles, it feels like this is, really about, especially with this 2 of Wands, I feel like they feel like you are looking at different ways of looking at things, right? That it's like, do you have choices? And he's like, I don't want to lose you, um, because this is these fears. He has these fears of losing what he has with you, and I feel like that is why he wanted to show you that look, here's there's this new love out here, this new relationship that it could be. So I feel like we're telling you those things. This Hanged Man is about patience and trying to delay things too, and I kind of feel like that's with this energies coming in here, because this Justice card is like, for me, it's almost like they're trying to um, balance things and keep you in this place here. And um, let me take a look here, because I feel like they're, I don't know, it just it that just felt different there. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't know. In looking at the energy around around his business, and it's an upstart, and things are going to grow, and these things, I just feel like there's this higher truth to this stability that they're talking about here, because I feel like behind the scenes there is this emotional feeling of, I almost feel like they're fearing the future. And it just feels like these two things that they're offering, that they're telling you about, is, look, I could have had someone else. Look, I'm going to have this great future. And I almost feel like they're doing things to try to keep you with them. And that these other things, like, look, I'm going to be rich in 5 to 10 years. Look, I could have been with this other person who has, look how pretty, and look how, and they're rich and all that. I could have had all this, but I'm choosing you. And it's like, hmm, really, really, I don't know. I just feel, again, there's this insecurity that he has. Yeah. So that's why I feel like if there's emotional confusion around it all, I would, um, oh, that you're letting go of a great match. Yeah. But yeah, with those cards, like I said, um, yeah, it's that magician, you know, trying to show off. Yeah. So it's that magician trying to, show, I'm powerful. Look at me. And, you know, the devil card there, which is about the hidden truths that are there. Um, I didn't get that from, yeah. I mean, when I just asked it again, here that 5 of Cups came up, which is about disappointment. And I don't feel like it would be. Like, even the 5 in 5 years, disappointing. But yeah, I don't feel like it says, uh, I feel like he's embellishing, like he's trying to keep you, but he's embellishing. He's lying. Like, he's trying to show you, look what I have, and you're like, and with that Queen of Cups, I really feel like trusting your gut is a huge piece with that. Because you're asking for a reason, and it's because you're like, I don't know if this is, really what I want. Um, but so that's what they have there for you. Yeah. And so they have the Hermit card here, which is Spirit saying, taking a step back and turning inward, um, and looking, connect to your higher self and trust that to light your path in there. Sure. What's your last question, Chibi? I love you raising your hand. Last question. All right. And thank you guys for your patience. I will get back to the free readings here in just a moment. Anjali, you will be next. Okay, let's take a look here. So let's see, is it next year that you'll meet this individual? Okay, I feel like it is next year because Queen of Pentacles is new birth, new things, new abundance, new things coming in. So I feel like you will meet him next year. And then will you marry him next year? Yeah, I feel like it would happen in the same time because the King of Wands, which is fire, and then also you have the Chariot, which is about movement, um, quick movement as well. So I feel like that it would happen very fast after you meet him. So within the same year. So yeah, I do feel it'll be next year, and then it will move very fast because look at all that fire, and the Chariot is, like I said, it's one of the fastest moving cards that's there too. So yeah, so I like that for you, and I understand your concerns, and but I yeah, that's what spirit has to say. So thank you very much for all the donations, Shivi. I really, really appreciate that so much. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Take a deep breath and just know everything unfolds for you. And with this relationship with your current boyfriend, all these mirrors that are coming up, and with these feelings and these emotions, those are for your reflection, for you to look into, the fears that you have and grow your self-love. So while you're waiting to meet this other person, you grow your self-love, and then that puts you in this wonderful place to have them and meet with them instead of the energy that you're drawing in, like the boyfriend. I feel like he's like a Casanova in a way. He's knows what to say. He knows the honey drips from his lips, and it's like, oh wow, he's so wonderful. It's like, sounds too wonderful, right? But that's what you have. So many blessings, Shivi. You have a great night or a great day. I think you're uh, in the daytime there. All right. So you take care, and thank you again so much for all your donations. All right. So we are moving. Let me scroll back up here. So Anjali, you are up. Let me just take a quick drink here. And you want to know if Anil is a person. He's asking help from you. What are his intentions? How does he see you? Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so tell us about this Anil. You know, so this long distance friend, I think he sees you as someone who is nurturing and abundant, has a lot that can be given. Um, because I mean, you got you got the Queen and the King of Pentacles, which is all stuff about material and outside world stuff and money and everything else. Queen of Cups, they see you as someone who, again, queens have, in addition to ruling over their sign, they have water, which is emotions, and so they feel you are someone who understands emotions and very compassionate, has a lot of that. But and they have the Ace of Pentacles, which is like they see you as someone through which they can have opportunities. I almost feel like, mm, I'm not feeling good energy around it. You know, with them asking you for help, it almost feels like they see you as someone that can provide for them and give them help. Like they're asking you for help, but I feel like they're like, yeah, um, you have a lot. You can give me help. You can do this for me. You can be a source of emotional support, some financial or whatever. They just feel that's what I feel, kind of that energy there. And you have the Page of Swords, which is about a change. Oh, this can be like new communication too. But I feel like with this Three of Wands, this is taking a different direction. I almost feel like Spirit is like if you, they're showing me a uh, a cat that is like a wild cat that you feed. It's like it's got fleas and it's got it's scroungy and scroungy, and it's like if you feed that cat, it's going to keep coming back for more and more, and it's going to bring friends. And I kind of feel like that they're, I don't know if it's intentional. They just see you as someone who is capable and has a lot, and that has a lot that you can give them, and they are in a kind of feel like they in a codependent relationship, they would not be the overgiver. They would be the one wanting you to give to them. And that's what I feel with that one, Anjali. So I would probably, like it said, the Three of Wands, steer away from helping them a whole lot. I feel like that would just be asking for a herd of cats to be outside your door meowing, demanding meals. So that's what they have for you, Anjali. So be safe and be cat free. At least the alley cat free ones. All right. So that's what they have. All right, Jazz, you are up. And we are approaching 2 hours. And I usually stay on about 2.5 is when I push it. Um, and so for just to let everyone know that's new coming in, I do take the donations do get priority. So if you make a donation, I do move your um, uh, reading up to be next in order, and then I go back to going in order down for the free ones. So I'm going to try to get through as many as I can in 30 minutes. And then as I get closer to that, I'll let you guys know other options as well for readings um, in case you have an urgent need for this evening and you really need some answers. All right, Jess, let's take a look here. General reading. Let's see what is going on. What would Spirit like you to know? Okay. They actually want me to pull, an Oracle of E for you here as well. So let's take a look here. Thank you guys so much for all your thumbs up. It helps the channel so much. The YouTube algorithm, it likes to eat up all those likes, and it likes to it has it share the other videos with other people. So thank you so much for being a part of spreading the love. All right. So your two cards, you got the Queen of Pentacles, which is about new birth and harvest, and then you have baggage be gone. So I like these in combination because I feel like you're making space for new things to come into your life. And it says, come on now, aren't you tired of being stooped over from all that emotional baggage? The thing is, it all happened yesterday. This is now. And with one flick of your powerful, energetic finger, you can send that old has been baggage overboard into the drink. It is time, it is high time to fly free. Let it go, my friend. Yeah, so there is this message of there's some things to be letting go of in your life that just aren't serving its purpose anymore. It's just weighing you down. And so they're, having you suggesting moving those things along because you do have this wonderful new birth and this new harvest that's coming in. And so it's important to make space for the new. And they're like, yep, those things have done what they needed to do. Um, they're like your I don't know why they're saying they're like an old pair of jeans from high school that we're like, I'm gonna fit back into those. And we're like, you know what? Why even worry about it anymore? I'm just gonna give them away and donate them. And if I ever do get back into the size of what I was in high school, one, I would worry, but the other is uh, I'll buy a new pair as a reward. So I feel like they're saying, get rid of get rid of the old stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. And it's time to move into this new stuff that's coming in for you. So I like that for you, Jazz. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. Very good. Let me just double checking here, making sure everything was good. All right. So Shayna Petty, you are up next. So I am doing well, thank you. And if you'd like to get a love reading, will you and G end up together? Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look here. Wow. You know, I I I don't feel like you two will end up together because I see this wheel of fortune coming in here, which is endings and a changing of wheels and changing of fated things in your life. And I see new love coming into your life. And I feel like it's brand new. I don't feel like it's, you know, this person and you getting together. I feel like there's just a switch of things that happen that allow you to move into this. Yeah, because you have this movement in your outside world, which can mean movement in a relationship. But I feel like there's things that are unfolding in the outside world. Uh, like, I almost feel like it would be like you move or they move, or you guys get jobs in different areas, or it's just like there's this movement that changes things. And you have it's like there's this path that comes up here, this fork in the road, and I kind of feel like that's you two guys. It's like you head off in different directions, so you're not even. I almost feel like you're not even in the physical vicinity. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So definitely, you got the full card, which is an ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure, and new opportunities opening in the outside world. So yeah, I don't feel like it's going to be you two guys getting together, but new love and new opportunity, and it just you guys go different directions. But it's on purpose for a purpose because what's coming for you is more meant for you, for your experiences and where you want to head. So I like it for you, Shayna. So that's what they have. Many blessings. Hey, Colleen. Good to see you. Good evening to you. And you would like uh, what this week will bring for you? Absolutely. We will take a look at that. See what Spirit has to say. So what for this week for Colleen? Nothing's happening this week, Colleen. All right. So is there okay. They want me to go to Oracle. I'm like, "Why you not have any cards coming out?" And they're like, "Well, look to the right and we'll show you." So let's take a look here. So what would you like Colleen to know for this week? Okay. All right. So your first card here is Surrender to Trust. What a beautiful card. And it says, "Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path." So, very much they're like, don't listen to other people. Pay attention to what decisions you have, and follow your heart and your gut on what you're wanting to do. Don't give in to other people's hoopla. You have the Eight of Cups too, leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve you. I feel like some of these emotions are just people. I feel like there have been some, they're really showing me like the Three of Pentacles in my head, which is about you staying true to your authentic self, and that you've had some little blah, 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 blah people that when no matter what you do, they find something wrong with it anyway. And so you're like, why do I even care? Leave all those emotions behind. They don't serve you anymore. They did draw you off of your authentic path in the past because you feared that they would do all that talking and you wanted to avoid it. But now you're like, you know what? I'm tired of all that. And you've kind of feel like you've kind of moved them into this outer circle anyway, where all you hear is mumbling because they're so far away. They're not in your ear anymore. They're like a mile away. And so you're like, "Did you guys hear that? That little" and so I feel like you're doing that. You're leaving behind those naysayer, dream buster, uh, individuals, and the past voices that they would do that, and you're leaving it behind. And their advice for you this week is just to really step up and be true to your authentic self, and trust that you are choosing the right decisions and the right path. So I like it for you, Colleen. So that's what they have for you tonight. So many blessings. All right, lucky stars, you are up next. Let me just double check here. Okay, looking good. All right. And I am having a great evening. I'm still have a ton of energy left. Well, not a ton. I have energy left, which this weekend is my busy weekend where I'm on twice a day, and I got a lot of other stuff that I do. And I'm like, right now, I'm wide awake. We'll see here in about 30 minutes. I'll be like, but hope you're doing well. And so, a general reading for you, lucky stars, and you are very welcome in advance. All right. Well, I do like this for you here. Let me slide this one right in here. You have the Five of Cups here, which does show that you may have been in a period of, bouncing back and forth between feeling mourning and, the disappointments and, you know, just those emotions that are rooted in fear. But it was like you were reflecting on some of these things of how people have let you down and how people, just kind of general. I almost feel like it's not even that you were focusing on really specific a lot of stuff. Just you were like, you just have gotten to this point of why are people the way they are? Why do people change? Why do situations change? Why are things stolen and blah blah blah? It just feels like every area of your life had just weird emotional stuff that happened, whether it was, disappointments or um, I just feel like you've been let down in a lot of areas of your life, and you're just like, humans, ugh, can't live with them, can't live without them. But I feel like it's all coming into view here because of the strength card here. That's the experience of the polar bear. They get to experience this. This is our human side. We get to experience when it's told to eat of relationships. Relationships, of course, people change or pass away. Um, and so it's unstable, it's not fulfilling. Then it's eats or drinks of jobs and situations and education, whatever. But situations always change, they never stay the same, so it's not fulfilling. And then the polar bear eats of things, body, bank account, possessions, things like that. And those things break down, deteriorate, explode, burn down, stolen, whatever. So he eats of all that, and it's not fulfilling, to where it's just so down and just disappointed and lost hope. Like, at least lost hope in that anything in the outside world is going to make it feel full and complete. And that's the perfect time where our higher self comes down and gives the polar bear the love that it's been looking for all along. Because our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of that unconditional love that we're really hungering and thirsting for. And we don't find that out here. We eventually get disappointed enough and lose hope in the outside world enough, where we turn inward and then upward. And that's where we find unconditional love that is, can't lose it, very solid and stable, no conditions, not one. So we have it all already. Nothing we can do to gain more of it. We already have it all. Nothing we can do to lose it. It's also eternal. It never ends. So a very stable foundation. And I feel like that's what they're showing you, that the more disappointments that you have in the outside world, it's just reinforcing how this is the only stable thing that you can count on, is that love inside. And that's where you find the Nine of Cups. Really emotional wish fulfillment, overflowing, that you find. The nine is the Hermit card, which is the internal journey, and the cups are your emotions. So it's finding your emotional fulfillment on the inside. So that just reiterates the message that we have here. So if you've been feeling like the outside world is just a this is the journey for all of us. We all eventually get disappointed enough where we turn inward to find the true thing that makes us feel whole and complete. So that's what they have for you. So many blessing, lucky star. All right. So we are about 15 minutes away here. And just so much love and light to you, Colleen. Perfect. Not having toxic people in your life. I like it. All right. So, Fiona, you are up next. And if you're way down the list, I'm probably not going to get to you in the next 15 minutes. Um, so, first of all, before anyone heads out, I just want to thank you so much for all the thumbs up that you give the video. It really helps out the channel. Thank you for being here, watching, asking advice from spirit. Just, I feel the love, and I appreciate you so much being part of the tsunami of love that we send out to the world. If you're needing a message and you come, like, if you put a question, you come back and you're like, the farthest I got, we're probably going to be a couple more here, but you'll see the farthest that I get to. Please check out my playlist if it resonates with you, because I have a ton of pick a card readings. I've got weekly energy updates, monthly readings, several others, and just follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to a video that has the message for you. They're very smart that way. And so do that. And then I am here every night of the week. So I'll be back tomorrow night. And then, of course, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings, I'm also on. I also offer personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box of the video. So if you have trouble, getting here and earlier, and although now I do super chats too. So if you come in and you're like, if you make a donation, then it'll be moved to the top and I will get to you. Because I always make sure the donations get the priority. So that's an option too. But I also offer the personal readings outside of that. So a lot of ways to get readings, and I appreciate it. I know the list gets very long very fast, and I don't get to the bottom of it anymore. It quickly grew, and I can't tell you enough how I am honored to be able to pull cards for everyone and connect to spirit. So that is what we have right now. So Fiona, you are up right now. I know you're like blah blah blah. Get to my reading. So are you and your boyfriend um, right about the fear of disclosing your relationship? Whenever you tell good things that happen in our lives, they start to go wrong. Oh no! But you don't want to stay hidden. Oh, wow. Power of our energy. Let's take a look here and see what spirit has to say about just the whole situation, about disclosing a relationship, but also about the black cloud curse that seems to be over your life. When you speak of it, it invites the demolition team to come in. So let's take a look here. Okay, what else? Okay, so I like this for you. I do show that just wait a little bit longer. You have the temperance card, which is about balancing and patience. And so they're like, just wait a tiny bit longer to announce this because they do show that you will have this 10 of cups, which is emotional um, overflowing here. And you have the queen of wands. And the queen of wands says, like, I feel this is your energy because you um, have this connection to spirit. You can trust your intuition, you can trust your gut and your connection, but it also is about you can get things done. You're this ace of swords here. I mean, the ace of wands here. This is where you hold your power. And I like this that you have brought this up because when you're talking about when you tell good things that happen in your lives, they start to go wrong. And it's because it's not because there's a devil and they're doing it. It's because this is the rattling of your cage. Um, the ace of wands in your hand tells you that whatever you focus on is what grows. And so when you focus on gratitude, more things to be grateful for gets bigger. And when you focus on what you do want in your life, then that expands. But if we focus on what we feel is missing or we don't want in our lives or what we fear in our lives, we give power to it and we invite it in. We magnetize ourselves and draw it. So it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy that we do is like we're like, oh my gosh, these good things. I just know it's going to go wrong. I just know it is. 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 Well, we're drawing it to us, right? And so I love that you're doing this because it is this shaking and rattling of understanding what your fear is. And it's like, well, if I fear that I'll lose something, one, we grow it, but we also, it's like, what is at the root of the fear? And these things that have been that you feel were supposed to make you happy and be wonderful in your life when you have a belief around it that I need that to be happy, your shadow comes in and goes rata 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 rata, really, do you really? And it's doing it for you to set you free, to understand that you have this power of choice, that you get to choose what something means. And you can choose to be happy for no reason at all, and then no one can take it away. And so there is this energy that's coming around here in this lesson. I hope this is making sense because you do have this beautiful power of love that is in your life. And they do want you to know with the Three of Cups that you are protected, you are surrounded by the Three of Cups. For me, is a message from Spirit about your spiritual posse that's around you, your guardian angels and your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side. And that what is meant for you is never taken away from you. Um, just if something's removed out of our life or something starts, like you say, it starts to go wrong, it's because it's to be shown to you that that doesn't define you, that that doesn't define your happiness, that it's just a thing, and that you hold the power to choose what story you put to any event and what emotion you want to feel as you go through it. So I feel like they're saying just pause for a moment before disclosing your relationship, just to step into this power to know that we get to decide what anything means, not what anyone else says, not how anything seems to be going in the outside world. I get to decide what it means and I get to decide how I feel as I go through it. And I feel like that's you stepping into your power with that Queen of Wands with that. So that's what they have for you, Fiona. So congratulations on your relationship. Thanks for telling us here. You came out here with your relationship. So we love it. We love that you have this relationship together. So you have our support too. All right. So that's what they have, Fiona. Many blessings to you. All right. Queen Bee, welcome, welcome. And let me just double check real quick here. All right. So Queen Bee, you'd like a general reading. So let's see what Spirit would like you to know. All right, I'm liking that. You got the Sun card popping up here, which is a great card. It's about abundance and victory and things shining bright on your life. So I do like that. And you have also the Four of Swords, which is about peace of mind coming in. So whatever I feel like whatever little uh, it's like a gnat, whatever gnat has been flying around you and bugging you, it's about to in the bug zapper. It's like this little thought that's just been poking you in the back of the head. It's about to be resolved, and I really like that. And I feel like there's this wonderful balance that comes into your outside world with all of that. So I like that. Yeah. So it's the devil that's been poking at your head. And this is the rattling of the cage. It's just been this little thing that's been poking is just to bring awareness to it. Something that was, it's like a little fear that isn't huge. I don't feel like it's a huge thing. It just feels like a little thing that's been nagging at you. And it's, you're realizing, oh, what is this fear about? What am I really fearing at this thing? What is it? Then you get to the root of it, and then you're just like, psst, and then it's just squared away. So I like that for you, Queen Bee. So whatever that gnat is, just question it. It'll burn up in the little bug zapper really fast when you do. So I like that guidance for you. All right. So PK, you are up next here. So is Zachariah your life partner? Let's take a look. All right. Can you clarify that for me? Okay. Well, I mean, you got the Lover's card here. So there is this soulmate energy around it. And I feel like with these cards coming in here, you've got the World card, which is an ending of an old cycle and a beginning. And I feel like there's some stuff that just needs to not needs to, there's never a need to, there's a could. These things could be left behind and let go of, because you've got the Nine of Swords, which is thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, expectations around relationship that are kind of boxing you guys in, and the Five of Cups, which is old heartbreak and disappointments that are drawing energy, into fear-based, more fear-based type of energy than of unconditional love and openness. And these all happen. I feel like this happens because of this. We have these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that when this thing happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel. And so there's these emotions that were like, um, looping, and it's like it's time to step out of the loop, exit the loop. And that's what I feel like with this, the world card is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a heightened type of energy that comes with it, because you do have the strength card here, which I've been talking about quite a bit in the readings over these last couple hours. And it is about finding your fulfillment more within and upward than the outside world. And I feel like that's part of this letting go of, like, I decide if I'm happy or not. You can't make me happy. I can't make you happy, but I don't need to be with you and want to be with you. And I feel like this is the transformation that happens, is that this need to be, like, I have to be with you, because if we don't, I'm incomplete. We're taught that. That's one of those little brain things that we are taught, one of the things that are stabbing through us, through our heart. I have to be with you, or I'm not anyone. And there's this transformation that's happening with this journey here, because you do end up, with the sun here. It's the very bright, very victorious, fulfilling, full. There's also energy about the inner child there, but looking at, your thoughts and beliefs about yourself in yourselves, like both of you looking into this. But I feel like they are a soulmate. And so you're learning things together here. That Lover's card, I wasn't quite convinced that that's like the forever. Like, I feel like they're a soulmate. You are destined to learn stuff from each other. But are you? Is that who you're going to end up with? Uh, like your last soulmate? Let me see what they have here. Okay. So you do have the Ten of Cups, which is overflowing, and the Emperor, which is about stability in your life. So they've convinced me now. Because I was like, that Lover's card coming out where it did, I'm like, does that mean the last? So with that 10 coming out there, with the Ten of Cups, that's emotional fulfillment and overflowingness. So I do feel like they are that significant partner for you. So that's what they have for you, PK. So many blessings to you. Right. Hey, Christy. Sorry I missed you. Hello, hello, and blessings. Thank you for the blessings. We send blessings back to you too. All right. Hey, Diva. Welcome, welcome. All right. So we are at 2.5 hours. So let me just quickly scroll down here. Make sure I didn't miss any of the donations, because, of course, like we say, the donations get priority. And it's just like, I feel it's a good energy exchange. And so I feel comfortable doing that. At first, I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do that, but it feels right. So we did that. We did Shiva's. Very good. Very good. All right. And let's see here. Thank you guys so much for all the subscribes. I see some people mentioning, yeah, that you have subscribed, just haven't been able to get a reading. And I know the earlier you get in on the chat, I get through a lot of people usually in 2.5 hours. So the earlier you get here, then and you put your question, then I'll get to it. Or like in this case, if you donate, then it gets moved priority to. I am on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I have a ton of general readings, which I are a lot of the playlists. Some of the playlists are listed in the description box of this video. But if you go to my main page, there's playlists all the way down the page. And so whatever you're drawn to, there can be messages there for you as well. So thank you guys so much. And thank you, Yashvi. That's a good point. All right. Oh, all right. So thank you guys again so much for being here and for all the likes and all your subscribe. All that stuff does help so much. And I have all the different ways to try to get readings, and you can actually purchase a personal reading too, which all that information is in the description box of the video. But if you need an answer right now, definitely head over to my playlist, follow your heart, and Spirit will have messages there for you. And just thank you again. Please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. And to all of you that I wasn't able to get to, deepest apologies. 2.5 hours is a lot to read. So I appreciate you understanding, and try to catch me somewhere at another time, or the general readings, or any of those other options. And please know I care very deeply about you, and Spirit is always around you. And you guys hang in there. Have a great day or great night wherever you're out in the world. And you guys take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.